Hello and welcome to Radiance Revealed, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Jen Haley. I'm a board-certified dermatologist, fitness enthusiast, nutrition expert, and global explorer that over the years has uncovered that your skin is a true representation of your internal health. Each week, we will chat with leading health, wellness, and even spiritual experts who will reveal secrets to true health and vitality. My goal is to help you change small habits to give you the power to create a more balanced, aligned, and elevated version of yourself. Now let's dive in. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to this week's episode of the Radiance Revealed podcast. I'm your host, board-certified dermatologist, Dr. Jen Haley, and I believe this is episode number 97. And I'm going to be creatively focusing in on my podcasts to be 20 to 30 minutes at the most, because we've all gotten very busy. Podcasts have gotten very long, and I think you don't need an hour or more to gain usable information out of my podcasts. So this week, I'm going to talk about collagen and collagen peptides and how they may or may not benefit your skin and how they work. But first, I want to touch on something called Natural Moisturizing Factor. So we actually have a component of our skin called Natural Moisturizing Factor. And what it does is it's constantly sensing our environment and reaching homeostasis with our environment. So what does that mean? Basically, if we are in a humid environment, our skin will produce less natural moisturizing factor than if we're in a dry environment where our skin will produce more natural moisturizing factor to increase the hydration of our skin. And it's constantly changing. We're always changing with the seasons, with our location. So I'll give you an example. I went from Arizona, where the humidity is very low, and my skin doesn't have dryness issues in Arizona because I've been living there for a long period of time. I go to California for 2 weeks because it takes 2 weeks for your body to upregulate or downregulate natural moisturizing factor to acclimate with the environment. That's why if you go on a vacation for a week, you're not going to notice a difference. It will take 2 weeks for your body to acclimate with whatever environment you're in. So after 2 weeks of being in higher humidity, my skin wasn't so greasy all the time. It didn't look like I was constantly greasy and sweat and glowing. Then perfect skin, great skin in the humidity. And then now I'm in Utah where the humidity is low again and my skin is dry. It looks like I aged like 10 years overnight because my skin is so dry. But I know as long as I'm giving my body enough hydration, all the nutrients we need, maybe some collagen peptides, which we'll discuss, then my body, and fish oil and high healthy fats in the diet, because we have a bilipid membrane that holds the moisture in, then our body can produce enough natural moisturizing factor to acclimate to the dry environment. It's just going to take about 2 weeks. So whenever you're changing your environment or you're changing seasons, you may need to baby your skin for about 2 weeks until your body can produce the natural moisturizing factor. So that brings us into talking about collagen peptides, because multiple studies have shown that collagen peptides can increase hydration in the skin. So anything that increases hydration in the skin can plump up the skin, making fine lines appear less. Who doesn't want that, right? So what are collagen peptides? I often have friends and other people asking me about collagen peptides, all the questions. So we get a bombardment of advertisements on collagen, and where do you even start? So let's just start with a peptide. What is a peptide? A peptide is a chain of amino acids. So we have amino acids that compose of a protein, and then we have peptides. So proteins are typically a large chain of amino acids, and a protein in our body is 20 amino acids. Collagen peptides are not complete proteins. They are chains of amino acids, but they are not complete proteins. And collagen peptides are
devoid of tryptophan. So unlike a complete protein that has tryptophan, collagen peptides do not have tryptophan. They're also low in lysine and methionine, and they don't have many branched chain amino acids. And on the other hand, they are high in glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline. And the hydroxyproline is actually rare in most complete proteins. So not only do these collagen peptides break down into their amino acids and get delivered to preferentially the skin and the joints, the ligaments and the tendons, but they also signal. Collagen peptides also send signals to regenerate and repair skin and connective tissue in general. So they're unique. Even though they are amino acids, they are unique and you can't really put it in the protein category. So if you're someone like me who is always conscious about how much protein I take in, because as we get older, we have something called anabolic resistance where we have a harder time putting muscle on our body. So it's really important to both weight train and to get enough protein in our body. I aim for 1 gram per pound of protein every single day in my diet as much as possible, with the first meal when I'm breaking my fast to be about 50 grams of protein. I do not count collagen peptides as a protein because it is not a complete protein. So it's sort of like a bonus. It's a bonus amino acids, almost like if you take branched chain amino acids after your workout, you don't count that as a protein. You do not count collagen peptides as a protein if you're counting your grams of protein every day. So it's really important to know that they're not a complete protein. So let's talk about what some of the research shows. I found over 15 studies, small studies, but good studies. I mean, they were double-blind, placebo-controlled. There was a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial using Solugel collagen peptides, 5 to 10 grams per day for about 8 to 12 weeks. And this showed improvement in skin hydration, elasticity. So skin hydration and elasticity are always going to make your skin look better. The thing is you need to take it for 8 to 12 weeks consistently in order to see results. There are also studies showing very, very consistently anywhere from 2.5 to 10 grams of hydrolyzed collagen peptides daily. It increased skin hydration, decrease wrinkle depth. Basically, we take these little molds and we put them against the eyes, and then we see the wrinkle depth, and then we check it later. And the little molds, it's almost like a silly putty kind of mold that then hardens, and you could see wrinkle depth. So these studies showed that it decreased wrinkle depth, increased elasticity, decreased fine lines, smooth skin texture, which, to be honest with you, if you improve hydration, you're going to see an improved skin texture, and also improved dermal density, which means in the dermis, the deeper layer of the skin, it had more collagen. So the studies did show that there was more collagen in the skin, which is really nice. And another thing that I want you to know is that heat does not break it down. So just like if you have a piece of meat and a protein that you're cooking, and you're heating it up, you're not damaging the amino acids in the protein. So the way that I like to take collagen peptides, because there's some thought that it may be better absorbed on an empty stomach. These collagen peptides might be absorbed better on an empty stomach. So I like to take it in my coffee every day. I mix it in my coffee about 5 grams every single morning, and then that way I don't have to think about it at the end of the day. But there really is no scientifically backed best time of day to take collagen peptides for your skin benefits. The studies haven't shown that one time a day is going to be better than another time of day. Just a little bit of inclination to take it on an empty stomach. But as long as you're getting it in and you're doing it consistently, the studies are very, very promising and very, very consistent that after 8 to 12 weeks, taking between 2.5 to 10 grams of hydrolyzed collagen peptides daily, benefit the skin in all of the ways that I mentioned. What if you're vegan? Collagen is an animal-sourced product. So if you're vegan, there are no hydrolyzed collagen peptides that are vegan. There are collagen supporting supplements for vegans. So what does that mean? Basically, hydrolyzed collagen peptides come in marine forms from fish, they come in bovine from cows, and they come in porcine, which is from pork. And the marine forms have higher type 1 collagen, so there's a little bit more benefit from the marine form. But you could take any form that you're going to take. Just whatever form you take is what you're going to take. So it's more about compliance than anything else. I do try to find good sourcing, organic and clean. And if it's heavy metal tested, that's always a benefit too, because there's so much contamination of our supplements. You do want to find reputable brands. There's one that I use with Douglas Labs, but there's many, many, many good types out there. So, the thing is that there's no vegan form of collagen, but vegan forms can contain ingredients such as baobab, vitamin C, and vegan amino acids that can support collagen production, but they're not going to be collagen peptides. So that's something that you need to be aware of. Now, I looked at studies looking at added hyaluronic acid with collagen peptides, and it really didn't show that there was much added benefit. 1 or 2 studies showed that there was, many studies showed that it didn't. And then vitamin C. You need to have adequate vitamin C levels in order to produce collagen. So you could take all the collagen peptides in the world, but if you don't have the other building blocks to produce collagen, you're not going to be supporting collagen production. And then most important, think about all of the things that we're doing on a daily basis to break down the collagen in our skin. So we want to support collagen growth and we want to minimize collagen breakdown. Collagen breakdown, stress, lack of sleep, sun exposure to reactive oxygen species from the environment, pollution, and a lot of chemicals in the diet. So pay attention to minimizing how much breakdown of collagen is going on rather than just, adding collagen peptides. We always want to minimize the breakdown, support the growth through good nutrition, through protective skincare. So that's it. I think the jury is not out with collagen peptides. I've been speaking on this for about 3 years now, and there's just more and more evidence piling in on how collagen peptides can benefit the skin. So it doesn't cost a lot of money if you find you can look in the link. The link below has it has a link to my Fullscript account. The Fullscript account has really good brands on there, and there's discounts on all of it because why not share the wealth, right? So that's where I source mine. I get one through Douglas Labs, and then Ancestral Nutrition has a chocolate flavor I like, and there's so many good ones out there. So I'm not really loyal to one brand. You just want to look for hydrolyzed collagen peptides and good sourcing and good GMP. And if they're tested, third-party testing is really the most important. So, okay, that's it. Thanks, everyone. And if you found this beneficial, please share it with a friend and enjoy the background. This is the last day I'll be here, the first and last day I'll be here. I just felt inspired in this beautiful office of this place that I'm home exchanging on to do a podcast episode despite a hoarse voice. So I hope it was beneficial. If you'd like to share it with a friend, rate and review the podcast, and hit that subscribe button, and then DM me your questions, because I do this because I want to empower you to be the best version of yourself. And the way I can do that is to share my knowledge as a board-certified dermatologist. After 21 years of doing this, I really want you all to benefit from my knowledge. Okay, bye.
If you're enjoying the Radiance Revealed podcast, please don't forget to subscribe so you'll always know when there's a new episode. And while you're at it, please give us a review, as that helps others to find this podcast. And if you want to connect with me, please visit my website, drjenhaley.com, or you can find me on Instagram at drjenhaley.
Hello, everyone. Just a friendly reminder that this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. The statements and views expressed on this podcast are not medical advice. Opinions of guests are their own, and this podcast does not endorse or accept responsibility made for statements made by guests. Neither this podcast nor any of the information contained within it are a substitute for care by a qualified medical professional. This podcast is provided with the understanding that it does not constitute medical or professional advice or services. If you are looking for help in your journey, please seek out a qualified medical practitioner.